Hello everyone, and welcome to our E3 Predictions episode, part 1 here at the Commonwealth Realm. I'm Joseph Ferris, joined as always by Conrad Varnez, and our guests, Roger from Rogersbase and Stealth, who you may know on Twitter. Last Friday, we recorded our Nintendo E3 predictions for 2018, and a week from now, they will be having their video presentation. So, whether or not these predictions turn out to be true or not, we'll have to find out in a week. But for this segment, we're going to be specifically discussing Super Smash Bros. For Nintendo Switch and the new Fire Emblem game, which is coming out this year on the Nintendo Switch. So, we're going to get started by talking about everyone's anticipated game, Super Smash Bros.
Super Smash Bros. Will obviously be the big poster boy of this E3. We know that probably the booth will be inspired heavily by the game. We know that we have the Super Smash Bros. Invitational with some of the best Smash players out there, both when it comes to the Super Smash Bros. Melee and Super Smash Bros. 4, including defending champ Zero. And of course, the treehouse will be totally dominated by Super Smash Bros. So what do we expect from Super Smash Bros. Switch, beginning from the video presentation?
First and foremost, I think we're getting an exact release date for Super Smash Bros. Here. I think it's going to be September 21st, because I was looking at the different Fridays in September, and that one seemed to make the most sense. I think the launch date for Super Smash Bros. Is going to be the exact same launch day as the online service, and I think that the game is going to have a subtitle. I don't think it's just going to be called Smash for Switch. I feel pretty strongly that it's going to be something more along the lines of Melee or Brawl, whether that's like Rumble or Clash or whatever they're going to call it.
Armageddon. That's my suggestion.
Armageddon would be pretty cool, actually. Smash Bros. Armageddon would be pretty sick.
Starring Bruce
like
Willis.
It. I'm down for it.
Awesome. I've been having this sort of, anytime anyone tells me September is the Smash Bros. Release date, I think that's a little too optimistic. Yeah, it makes sense for it to launch with Switch Online, but at the same time, Nintendo's not made good decisions with their online service, and I don't see this being an exception. I think Smash Bros. Is going to launch closer to November. Everyone thinks it's coming out September, but I like going against the grain and thinking it's probably going to be October. I know it's not going to be November now that Pokemon Let's Go is coming out during then.
I could somewhat buy what you're saying if they want to test the online service. I could see it being where they put Smash Brothers in October and basically launch it in September and work out the bugs before Smash actually comes out. And if that's the case, then I think their September game is going to be Yoshi and the October game would be Smash. But I think in my predictions, I think Smash is September and Yoshi's October.
I would like to see Smash in September. I'm just not sure if it's going to make it, because I just have this feeling like Sakurai's going to work on this game to the last second, and it's not going to go gold until like late September. So I can see it taking like the Odyssey time space in October. Honestly, it doesn't matter as long as it launches before Black Friday. But during the presentation, I actually think we're going to see like more of the initial roster than like any of the other first reveals. I mean, I can see like the presentation itself being 60 minutes, 30 minutes being for Smash Brothers, and then like the rapid fire direct style for like 30 minutes.
My guess is going to be 30 minutes for the direct overall. And I think we're going to have 15 on Smash, and everything else is going to be doled out through the Treehouse Live portions. But I agree with you. We're going to see a bunch of characters in this initial unveiling, because this is the first time that a Smash has been announced, shown off at E3, and released in the same year since Melee. This has not happened before. Brawl and Smash 4, the development cycle of those were spanning like 3 or 4 E3s, I think. Or it was 2 or 3 E3s, I should say.
Seriously.
And so each E3 we got with Smash Wii U, we had like Villager and Wii Fit Trainer and Mega Man at the first one, and then we had Palutena, Pac-Man, and Mies at the second one. And I have a feeling that we'll probably get like 6 newcomers, like 5 or 6 newcomers during this entire thing, whether that includes like veteran characters like Ice Climbers and Wolf, who are coming back, counted as newcomers, but whatever. I think we're going to get 6 characters that were not in Smash for Wii U, at minimum, during this blowout at E3.
However long the direct is, Smash Brothers is going to be half of it.
I agree.
It has to be, because we have absolutely no information. We just got the announcement. It's a new game. We have Breath of the Wild Link, most possibly Super Mario Odyssey with Cappy, and of course Inkling Boy and Girl. And outside of that, no new characters have been revealed. So yeah, it's typical that in the reveal trailer you usually announce 2 to 3 new characters, depending on, like Wii U had I think 2. You had Villager and you had Mega Man, and in Brawl you had 3. You had Pit, Wario, and Solid Snake, obviously. Yeah.
Yeah, so that was 5. There were 5. Because, it was Meta Knight, Pit, Zero Suit Samus, Wario, and Snake. And I think something similar to that could happen, but I think even in addition to that, we'll probably get another trailer that's shown off during the Invitational, or maybe later in the week during the Treehouse segments. But I think they're saving a character trailer for the Invitational.
And during the Treehouse, like, Smash isn't going to get just one segment in the Treehouse. It's going to get probably one in the first day, another in the second day, and then another in the third day, and I can see a character reveal each day. And so it's not like they have to do it all in the direct. It's just,
that's definitely.
They know that if they reveal one character, they have people in the palms of their hands.
Yeah, like E3 is long, but I think unlike previous Smash games, we will actually have surprise characters this time around when the game launches. I think we'll just get a set of characters, just like you said, Roger. 6 maybe newcomers, and I think those will include Rex with a combination of Pyra and Mythra, depending on the moveset, obviously.
Yeah.
I think we could see an ARMS character, because they want to promote that IP even more.
And even though, like, Sakurai was probably finalizing this roster a year ago, like, he can ask, like, the internal teams, like, what they're up to. So, like, some people think, like, they might be, like, timed out, but I really don't think so.
That's possible. What other characters, Roger, do you think will be revealed?
I'm feeling Ridley, man. I really am. I've always been
God.
#keep dreaming in terms of Ridley. I've always thought that he's been too big. But after playing Samus Returns and seeing that Metroid Prime is coming out, I've talked about this on Japan Time. I talked about this on the prediction discussion I did with Josh. I'm going to bring it up again here. I think, and this is kind of going into another prediction, I think we're going to get a Metroid trailer at this E3, but I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is going to be playable. I think it's going to be a CG trailer, and people are going to be like, oh, we're actually seeing Metroid, and we're going to see Samus and Ridley in it, and then somehow in that trailer, you're going to see it's actually a Smash trailer.
Damn.
That's my guess. That's how I think they're going to do it, because I think people expect to see Metroid at this point, but at the same time, I feel like if they're going to do something similar to what they did with the Inklings, where you thought it was like a Splatoon trailer, and then it starts off and it's Smash Brothers, I could see them pulling that off with Metroid, because I don't think it would make sense for any of the other franchises. So I think if they're going to pull that again, it'll be with Metroid, and it'll be with Ridley. That's my guess.
I definitely see those new characters. I think we'll also get Breath of the Wild Zelda confirmed during the trailer. I see the trailer going out like you see Breath of the Wild Link, and then Zelda comes in, and boom.
I could see them doing something where it picks up where the last trailer left off too, and the silhouettes all brighten up, and you see the characters that were there, that were in the silhouettes in the first trailer. Because those are all based on, the analysis videos that people have done. Those are all characters that have been in Smash games before, and they're characters that we expect to see again. It's like Pit, Marth, Bowser, Fox, Captain Falcon, and even the Zelda that was in that, a lot of people were saying, well, it could be Breath of the Wild Zelda. So I do think they might actually do that and show off all those veterans first, and then end up showing off all the newcomers. The Direct is going to open with Smash and end with Smash.
Yeah.
And then we're still going to get a trailer in the Invitational. I think there's going to be a lot of Smash in this. But I think
Smash.
one of the first characters that we end up seeing is actually going to be Ice Climbers.
Oh, I do too.
And then I actually think Ice Climbers will be playable at the Invitational. I think somebody is going to pick and play Ice Climbers during the Invitational.
And the other characters will obviously be Mario with Cappy, because they want to show off these Switch Nintendo characters, like Breath of the Wild Link, Breath of the Wild Zelda, and so on.
I'm curious about GameCube controller support. I think what's going to happen is the Wii U adapter is going to be compatible with the Switch, and they'll release a new GameCube adapter with the Switch branding on it, and they're going to release Pro controllers that look like GameCube controllers, because they did that with Smash 4. Yes.
I literally was just going to say that. The next thing on my list is GameCube Pro Controller announced during E3. I completely agree, because there was that firmware update where you can actually use the GameCube controller adapter with the Wii U.
Yeah.
So I think they're probably going to what's it called? Like when they remanufacture that stuff. They're going to remanufacture the GameCube controller adapter and the GameCube controllers, but I think there's going to be a Smash branded Pro controller, like a wireless one that gets announced too.
Oh my god.
I agree with that.
But the big question is single player, because single player was a big letdown in Super Smash Bros. 4. And we got Smash Tour, and you had Smash Run on the 3DS. But overall, it was a big downgrade from Brawl and even Melee. So will we see a return of an adventure mode? And I could definitely see this, if it's confirmed, being a very heavy focused in one of the two trailers that you suggested, Roger.
Well, I think we brought this up on Japan Time 2 nights ago, too, when we were talking about our predictions with Smash Brothers. I think if they're going to do a hefty single-player mode, I could see them doing something where it's episodic. So basically, like the first episode of the single-player mode comes with the game when it first launches, and then the rest of the story plays out as free DLC over the course of months and even years, because that way they can incorporate the DLC characters, because you know we're going to eventually get DLC for this game. That way they can incorporate the DLC characters into the story, and then once they're kind of done giving us new content with Smash Brothers, at the end of it they can create like a final episode where all the characters come together and take out Taboo or Master Hand or Hades or whoever's going to be the head of like the main villain of this next game. But I really do strongly believe that if we get something like Subspace, the entire game is not going to be there day one. I think it's going to be something episodic. But if we don't get a Subspace related thing and we get something like Adventure Mode, I think that will be there day and date.
Yeah, definitely. I think they will bring some sort of single-player campaign. It might not be as ambitious as Subspace Emissary, but something I will think in between Subspace and the adventure mode found in Super Smash Bros. Melee. That's where I see this ending up, because I feel this will be a smash of compromises. Because they want to show that Smash 4 wasn't the ultimate Smash experience, because it was in many ways kept back because of the 3DS version. Mm-hmm. And now they can do whatever they want. So I think there will be a very heavy emphasis. Another big thing that we also brought up in the beginning while discussing about Smash is that it might launch with the Nintendo Switch paid online service. And then one very important thing then is that they need to improve the online in Super Smash Bros.
Yeah, exactly. Because, man, playing Smash Bros. Online Smash 4 was just a drag. Like, I don't even know if that wireless adapter, wired adapter would have helped me anyway, because it was just, the frame rate was chugging badly and everything. So if they make Smash Switch just like the game to use Nintendo Switch Online with, and it actually works, that's it. It's the end. There you go. But at the same time, I see Nintendo Switch Online trying to be sold with another game, which we'll talk about later down the line.
Okay, I think that sums up pretty much Smash, except for the fact that we'll get much better menus this time around, hopefully.
Please.
Yeah. We're not moving away from Smash, though, yet, because there are two other things I want to talk about. Okay. One, I think we're getting new Amiibo. I think we're going to see new Amiibo at this E3 for Smash Brothers. I don't necessarily think it's going to be an entirely new Smash Brothers Amiibo set, but I think we are going to see new characters done in the Smash Amiibo line that will be re-released for like the newcomers and for the veteran characters coming back like Ice Climbers. So that's one thing. I think we're getting new Amiibo.
But I don't think they're going to make such a big deal of it as they did in the last game. Like, I don't think there's going to be like modes surrounding it. I think it's just going to be like a cool, like, you get a little thing in the game. I don't think it's going to be a huge focus.
Well, I think they'll probably bring back the thing where you could train with your Amiibo. And the other thing I was going to bring up, this is a very specific prediction, but it's something I feel very strongly about, is I think one of the stages that gets shown off during the Invitational is going to be a big Splatoon stage, and they're going to make a big deal about it, because the Splatoon tournament is happening at the same time as the Smash Brothers Invitational. It's happening right beforehand during the same day. And I have a feeling they're going to want to show off a Splatoon stage, since we already know that the Inklings are going to be in the game too. So whether it's like Inkopolis, or they end up taking one of the Splatoon maps and turning it into a stage, I think we are going to get a Splatoon stage, and we're going to actually see it in the demo and at the Invitational.
My bigger prediction is for the first time when they release the E3 demo, that's going to be downloadable on anyone's Switch.
I don't think that will happen.
I'm going to disagree with you. I think we're going to get, I think we're getting a test punch in like August. That's my guess. I think we're going to get a test punch that has like 4 characters in it, and it's going to be in August.
It's possible, but for just hype's sake, they're just going to release it.
I mean, that'd be wild. If they did that, that would be wild. But then there would be no reason for people to get their tickets at E3 to play the game once if the demo is available on Switch. Like, I just wouldn't go back to E3. Yeah.
They released a Smash for 3DS demo later on, like shortly before the release. So maybe closer to the launch, I could see a demo happening. But I agree with Roger. It should be Test Smash, Test Punch, whatever they're going to call it.
Because they've been doing that for everything. I mean, they did it for Mario Tennis just recently, and Sushi Strikers, they had a demo that went out. There's the Test Fire for Splatoon, the Test Punch that happened for ARMS. So it seems like a natural fit that they would do that for Smash Brothers.
Anyways, do we have anything else to mention in terms of Smash?
Bring my boys Crash, Rayman, Doom Guy.
Nice.
Let it happen. Doom Guy's not going to happen. I've accepted that, but
I don't want Crash. I don't want Rayman. Put the Rabbids in there instead of Rayman. I don't want Crash. I think the Rabbids have a better shot than Rayman does. I truly believe
You know what?
I do.
No, not the rabbits.
Please,
We'll see.
God.
I will take Rayman any day over the rabbits.
We shall see.
This is turning into Flame War. I won't even talk about the possibility of Spyro instead of Ridley because that will piss off Roger.
That's not gonna piss me off. That's fine. I wouldn't care. I wasn't even Team Ridley until a couple months ago, and then I was like, I guess it could happen, and I think it'd be really cool. I'd freak out, but I'm not going to be upset if he's not in it. I just really want Rex and Pyra. I want Rex and Pyra really badly, and I've already sort of resigned myself to the fact they're probably not going to be in the base roster, but everybody wants them, so they seem like a lock for DLC. So I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah.
Over to two games that were revealed one of them was revealed long before. So we'll begin with that one. Fire Emblem for Nintendo. This game was first announced and teased in the January 2017 Fire Emblem Direct, a few days after the official Nintendo Switch presentation. As they put it themselves,
on the distant horizon, another full-scale war is mounting. A brand new Fire Emblem game is coming to Nintendo Switch. It will mark the series' first return to home systems since 2008's Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn on the Wii console. But with Nintendo Switch, the home console experience of Fire Emblem won't be confined to your house. Look forward to a planned 2018 release.
that is a huge thing because it's just like Pokemon. It's going from handheld back to console, and this time they have to do it right.
I see Fire Emblem for Switch possibly being a December game like Xenoblade was, or I could see it getting pushed to early 2019. But either way, it's going to be shown at E3.
It's still listed as 2018, as late as the financial briefing, and that was in late August. So.
Well, no, the financial briefing that just happened like 3 weeks ago, too,
Yeah.
Kimishima stepped down, it was confirmed during that briefing, Yoshi, Fire Emblem, and Smash are all 2018. And then Pokemon was the one that said TBA 2018 or later. And Pokemon's now been confirmed for November. So if Pokemon's coming this year, Fire Emblem's coming this year. I think, yeah, this is a similar situation to like Xenoblade, I feel like, right? Because we all thought Xenoblade, there was no way it was going to make last year, and then it ended up making last year. And I think it's going to be the same thing for this.
So what kind of presence do you think we'll see from Fire Emblem at E3? Because the video presentation will obviously bring a trailer, they need to do it, and with the release date. But do you think we'll see a playable demo at the show floor?
Yes.
I don't know if it'll be playable. I'm for sure they're going to show it because the intelligence systems is like 3 or 4 teams. They have a Fire Emblem team, they have a Paper Mario team, and they have like a WarioWare team. The Fire Emblem team has probably been working on this since, and even before Echoes released on 3DS, and that was a few years ago now. So, like, this game is ready. And, I mean, I don't think people believe that Xenoblade 2 is coming because the last 2 games got delayed, but Fire Emblem really doesn't have a history of that, so
True.
I don't think there's any chance that it gets delayed. I do think it'll launch in December because I don't think there's going to be a January game because usually like Nintendo's year like starts in February. So I could also see it having like multiple versions because that worked because Fire Emblem Fate sold like the most of any Fire Emblem game in Japan, specifically because of the like 2 version system.
2 versions, yeah.
So I can see that as well. Like I can see them going all out like system bundle, controller. I can see them doing the whole thing.
One other thing about Fire Emblem that I think is really important is if you remember when they first announced this Fire Emblem game, they said that they wanted to find new ways for you to interact with your favorite characters. And what that says to me is this is going to have some type of waifu system similar to the stuff that actually got taken out of the DS Fire Emblem games recently, like where you could pet people and touch them and go on dates with them and stuff. I genuinely feel like that's going to be in this game, and they're going to keep it in this game. Nintendo's been very cool with their waifus recently, with Pyra and Mithra and Xenoblade and Twintel and ARMS and even Zelda and Breath of the Wild. And so I think they're probably going to keep that kind of stuff in there this time around. And I also have a prediction that we're probably going to get an anime girl with giant boobs, and that she'll be in Smash Brothers.
I don't know, man. That's a little far-fetched.
I don't know.
That's not a prediction. That's an inevitability.
Okay, we never know. Nintendo during the Switch era is a completely different Nintendo than the Wii U era, and we see the heavy emphasis on waifus. Like Zelda was sexualized. Zelda.
kind
For the
of.
like this
Not
must,
as much as-
this must be the first
Not
time.
as much as Twintel.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on. Yeah, she was. Like
Twintel's the best. I mean, how could you top Twintel,
Yeah.
though? She's great.
But the one thing I will say is this game is going to be very, very, very traditional.
Yes.
Like, people always saying, oh, well, we want Pokemon to be open world, MMO, we want, Zelda was very different, Mario was very different. No. Fire Emblem needs to be a hardcore strategy RPG with cutscenes and all of that.
Yep,
but, like,
That's
the
for sure.
gameplay,
Well,
it's going to be
I'm
Fire
wondering
Emblem.
about the graphics. Will it look
I
like an
agree.
upscaled 3DS game?
Well,
or...
well, I don't think so, because, like, the last thing we actually heard about this game was an interview with, like, the producer of the series, and he said, like, he wants it to be like a graphical showcase.
Nice, cool.
Like,
I'd be down for that.
yeah, so-
I hope, though, even if they do that, I hope we still get, like, the anime portraits of the characters and stuff, because I actually think that's a really nice look
Yeah.
that has now become associated with Fire Emblem, and I think because of the success of Heroes and Fates and even Warriors and Awakening, they're probably not going to take that part out of it. So
Like, the way I see this happening is that it will definitely not go the same route as Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee when it comes to the graphical capabilities. I think they will go all out and try to create rather PC-inspired layout because Fire Emblem at the end of the day is a strategy combat game, and I feel like they will go all the way to make it really take advantage of the Switch hardware. The jump from the 3DS to the Switch is just humongous. I think that they will try to have the graphics finally be the same as the cutscenes, so that you get that full anime experience throughout the game, not only in the bonding moments, but actually also when you are on the battlefield, because that's something that players have wanted for a very, very, very long time. So I feel this, even the battle scenes might be on Japanese animation this time around.
Yeah, and my like biggest prediction about this game is it's gonna have co-op in some way.
I could see that.
There's gonna be like co-op, like huge co-op maps.
Alright, girls and guys, so ends part 1 of our E3 2018 discussion. We will continue this discussion on Thursday with Metroid Prime 4, Yoshi, and a couple of leaked titles near the end of that episode. So stay tuned for that, and we'd also like to thank our patrons, including royal producer Kenyatta Ali, for contributing to the realm via financial means. If you would like to support us more in exchange for some awesome perks, then visit patreon.com/commonrealm. And in the meantime, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell, and we will see you this E3.